someone's dying here, and your first inclination is to pull out your phone, not to call 911, but to go Facebook Live or to go Instagram Live.
That's so crazy.
It is definitely today's generation. So
fuck whoever sent it to TMZ.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, TMZ had it. Like, it was crazy, man.
TMZ blasted it.
Right. So he
people
was
sell those videos to them. So.
Shoo.
right. So his death happened, and it's been hitting hip hop pretty hard, especially with the younger generation.
Yeah.
He was an up and coming star. He was on last year's Double XL freshman cover. You know how they always do like the freshman the freshman class or whatever.
Yeah.
So he was on last year's. So he was definitely coming up, man. He had some songs. A lot of features that broke into the top Billboard Top 100, things like that. So he was making some moves. But what a lot of people are now talking about is a lot of this younger generation is going as far as saying that he is this generation's Tupac. And when I first heard it, I was like, whoa, youngins, pump your brakes a little bit.
Youngins.
But at the same time, I mean, you got to look at it. And we've had conversations like this before, Dings, where when hip hop started, right? Or when maybe when we're 15, 16, 17 years old, right? And we're really getting into music, our own kind of music, not what our parents listen to, but what we're liking, right? What we go out and spend our money on. And our parents was looking at it like, what the fuck is this, right? We're listening to
like,
the
this
Chronic.
is horrible. Your brain is going to
Exactly, right? And they're like, oh, you don't know about good music. You don't know about Earth, Wind, and Fire, and Al Green, and Marvin Gaye, and all these other guys.
You don't know
right?
about the Reverend.
Right. Like, you don't know about that. That's real music. That takes artistry, right? Now, us is telling the younger generation, you guys don't know what good hip-hop is. This isn't Dr. Dre. This isn't Pac. This isn't big. So when new artists come out and these younger kids, 15, 16, 17 years old, are really praising the younger generation, all these guys, the Kodak Blacks and 21 Savage and Drakes and all the younger generation and Triple X here, right? To them, that's their superstars, right? For us, it was Pac, it was Big, it was Dre, it was Cube, those guys, right? Those were the main guys. Well, now to this younger generation, they ain't trying to hear the old stuff. They trying to hear what's popping now, and what's popping now is this X guy.
Okay.
So I kind of get where they're coming from. At the same time, I still think you got to know where you came from. And in my opinion, this dude is not anywhere near as influential as Tupac was when he was alive and after death.
Yeah, it's so hard to compare to Tupac because his legacy is a little bit, I would say even a little bit larger than Biggie's, right?
Correct.
So maybe it's more of a fair comparison to compare to Biggie. Biggie had a few albums drop, right? He was hot. He was a new artist, right?
Sure.
Like, he wasn't established when he died. I mean, he did sell a lot of albums.
Right.
But
he was on the come up.
It was very similar to this kid, right?
Sure.
Where he just came out with a few albums, right? Like you said, wasn't it just last year he was on the magazine?
Right, on the
so
freshman XL,
he's very new, right?
Right.
So I was going to say, okay, I give you the generation that's your Tupac/Biggie, experience, because that's what happened with us. And everybody was so upset. Well, some people were happy that Pac died. They're like, oh, that thug, he's dead. Now we don't have to deal with that anymore.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people
were
came out and they were
believed
happy
the rape
about
charges,
it.
the rape accusations, all
and
that
they're
stuff.
like, we're glad he's gone. This is good for everybody. And like the hip hop community was just so heartbroken, just like they are right now. So I see the comparisons and I'm not mad at it, not at all. But
you yourself wouldn't compare him.
It's hard to compare to Pac because, like I said, his legacy is so much bigger.
Sure.
But I can compare it to the situation, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like weird, right? There's some eerie situations like they were both killed in drive-bys. They were both driving
weird too.
They were both driving
That's pretty
BMWs, right? They both were talking about their demise leading up to their death, right? I mean, X had gone on his Instagram a couple times talking about, hey, if I come up dead in the next couple days, just know, I'm trying to better myself, so on and so forth. So it's almost like he had the feeling that somebody was out to get him. And maybe that weird, very possibly could be what it was, right? Somebody who knew him and knew where he was going to be are the people that shot him. It wasn't just some random shit that happened in Florida, right? Like, it sounds like somebody knew he was coming out. Yeah, or it was
the way that shit went down, that was a fucking setup.
Okay.
That's crazy.
The way that shit went down, that was a setup. Dude coming from a dealership.
Right.
He was, I heard he was renovating a house out in Florida, some shit like that. No one, I mean, granted, when you're at that level of fame, in fame period, you're paranoid. And
is that where he's from?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he is.
So, I mean, as a celebrity, you're paranoid anyway
Sure.
because you got people following you around with cameras 24/7. So you're always on edge. But
Well, somebody had Snapchatted him inside the dealership too, like less than an hour before he got killed. Like somebody was
think I
like
seen
X in
that,
the
yeah.
shop and like had Snapchatted it.
Yeah.
So I mean, yes, people knew. I mean,
know.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well,
So
you
even then, right? Like, what if someone's seen that on IG or something? And they're
Right.
like, "Hey, there he is. Let's
that's where he's
go."
at. Yeah.
I
It's
don't
a
know.
very
That's
real
crazy,
possibility,
man. Because social media have been his demise. Jeez, because the new his own generation have been his demise.
It's a possibility,
That's
man.
crazy,
That's definitely a way
man.
to look at it. Neb, you're a younger cat, right? You rocking with the newer music. How do you feel about the comparisons?
luckily, I'm an old soul, so I see everything from two spectrums.
That's what's up.
And then come to a consensus. I can see where old heads are coming from, bruh. Don't compare that. There is a Tupac. There was a Tupac. There's not going to be another Tupac. You know, and plus it was a different time.
Yeah.
Music, hip hop was just really breaking its ground. You know, at the same time, being an ex-fan, he has heavily influenced my music.
Okay.
Heavily writing and production wise. The song that he did with with Noah Cyrus actually inspired the song that I had made.
That's what the generation's saying. Like,
He
like
was very influential.
he
was
got us
beyond
through a
rap
lot. They're
music
like, hey,
as well.
he got us through a lot. You know.
Yeah.
And it's because it's that with this day and age of just social media and everything going on, and you get updates 24/7 of the worst news possible, and all the news you get on your phone is nothing positive.
Yeah.
I'd say people, especially young people of this generation whose minds haven't fully developed, it's molding their brains into negativity. So when there's someone at that level who can understand you or is speaking on some shit that you feel like you're going through or actually are going through, you connect with them. As far as the Tupac comparison, I'd say the impact that he could have had definitely would have, I feel like, surpassed Tupac.
Okay.
Wow.
I say that because I've listened to him.
I get that feel too from the generation.
If you listen
yeah.
to, what is it, Jocelyn Flores? Flores, Flores, I
I was
think.
gonna say, it doesn't
Okay.
ring a bell for
He-
me, but
It's one of his songs. I think it's on 17.
Okay.
He has this in some different songs. They're only like a minute to 2 minutes long. Dude has an old school flair to it. The way that he's rapping, it is
Okay.
old school rap. So in a way, he's paying his dues. You know.
Yeah,
So
okay.
dude, so at the same time saying no, don't make that comparison. At the same time, I'm like, no, I can definitely see why everyone's saying that, because he had the impact. He was I mainly say that because he was beyond music. You know,
Yeah.
he was speaking on like mental health and things like that. Whereas, where mental health is a huge
like
issue right
depression
now,
and
you know. Whereas Tupac was really speaking on issues concerning Black people and how it was being treated. Not to say no,
Social
not to say-
issues, maybe.
right? Social,
Yeah.
social.
Yeah, what was
justice,
going on
you
at
know?
that time and what's going on this time?
You feel me?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that is true. I mean, but then I go back to your point too. Like, maybe we should pay respects to each individual artist. Like, hey, there was never Tupac. Tupac is Tupac. There's never going to be a Tupac, right? Biggie. There's never going to be another Biggie. Same with this guy, right? I don't know. I don't even want to say
There's
his
not
name.
gonna be another
XXX
Tentacion.
Tentacion. There's never going to be another one of him. So, you know, we do got to respect each individual artist for who they were. I agree with that.
You don't have to like him.
Yeah.
I said in my
Yeah.
post last night, you ain't got to like him, but you go respect the hustle and the grind. You know, like
Yeah.
I know I
beyond rap
played a
music.
song or two, at least of him being featured or something like that.
Right.
So I know that.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you guys are hitting it on the head, right? Like, it's a combination of what's affecting today's youth and younger people looking up to this person the same way that we looked up to Pac and Big when they were coming up, right? When they were doing their thing. Maybe this younger generation, like I said, they're not trying to hear what happened in the 90s. They're trying to hear what happened right now, and what's happening right now was this dude. And a lot of younger people feel like he was speaking 100% truth, and he was really deep with his music. I can't sit here and say I've listened to all of his music, I know all his songs, and this comparison's bullshit because I don't know his music that well. I do know, though, Dame Dash has spoken on this, and if you don't know who Dame Dash is, then I don't fucking know what to tell you. Dame Dash, co-owner of Rockefeller Records, he helped Jay come up,
Yeah.
Freeway, Beanie Siegel, Memphis Bleak, all those guys rocking the rock in the 2000s. Anyway, so he's an older guy, right? And he's been around
Dude, he was
hip hop
Aaliyah's
royalty.
boyfriend, man.
He was Aaliyah's boyfriend. He was also Aaliyah's
What a
boyfriend.
lucky guy, man.
That's true. So he's seen, everything there is to see in hip hop, being, Jay's right hand guy.
Right.
he went off and he said, he definitely could be looked at from this 15 to 25-year-old generation as Tupac and Biggie. Dame also went on to say, let me think here. Sorry, let me read this. I'm sorry, I'm messing this all up. That he thinks, that there's going to be movies, numerous movies coming out that are going to be about this kid's life, and that, he is going to have a very big impact in death, maybe more than obviously he did in when he was alive, which is always a sad thing, but we've seen that happen.
That's true for Biggie, though, right? That was true for Biggie.
We've seen it countless times in music across not only hip-hop, but across genres all over the place,
Michael
right?
Jackson.
Right, Michael Jackson, Prince, Aaliyah, Whitney Houston.
You are famous. You are way more
Amy
famous
Winehouse.
dead than you are alive.
Yeah, exactly.
People are gonna no real shit.
Yeah.
But people are gonna dive into his music now that he's dead. People are gonna see what he was talking about and be like, nah, bro, you the same dude. Look at me, fuck on me. Like, okay, yeah, he knew how to turn up, but he really spoke on some real shit, So people are gonna dive into it and be like, oh shit, he did different genres. Oh, he could really like
he was
he could
a
get with it
diverse
musically.
artist. He was a diverse artist.
He was very eclectic.
All right, so let's do it like this, man. We want to know what you guys' opinion is in the Spreaker chat and up on Facebook Live. Do you feel like this could possibly be a fair comparison, or is this the younger generation not really understanding what came before and maybe not? We want to hear you guys' opinions, no matter what they are. We love the discussion, but we are going to take another one-song break before we come back and talk to our boy N3ptune and find out what's going on with him. We have a brand new song from our boy Quadtre. The song is called I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ, Dings. I'm fucking up.
Are you
dog.
reading the messages?
I'm fucking up left and right, dude. My bad. Brand new song from our boy Tezu. The song is called Cold Night right here on DINGS&COS Radio. Do not go anywhere. We got more with N3ptune coming up.
So you suckers think you tough, huh? Made a rough stuff, man, barking too loud, too proud, little nigga, reconsider. I'm a hitter with these rhymes, I'm supplying with this prime time flow. Signs spell danger when I do mo. Mix it in a pot, catalytic, rose it, pot up, bitch, niggas really don't know. God of the desert, better reckon, Marco targeted at him, point to who you fools. Smell like wheat shit, drop heat now, guaranteed to make a head split. Caught a move proof that I boom back, niggas up a double thinking twice, see who that nigga Tezu. Running up the battlefield ain't shit to me, see got a purpose, cause I King Kong rip shit too sick. When I in the middle, these suckers brittle. When I be little, I'm singing like fiddle, begging to end them, wish Grammy. Rennie simple the cripple when I send ripple down. Kitty now, I'll take getting down with a whistle sound, a missile drop. Smoke out a pistol peak, apple sheets on sleep beat. Nigga, please rock the top notch, rock the hot spots. Too hot when the energy fly, won't stop. Hey, you niggas stay shot like ha ha. It's a nightmare mode. Anything go when the night stay cold, too bold. Oh, now the God gotta unload. 2 4 3 times 4, getting out of line is your crime. Get ready for the guts and grind. Prime time, I'm God, can't fuck with me. Just try once, turn it up, you'll see. Now run, leave, don't want that heat from me. Watch out, one lane on the freeway. If he play, better make way for the heat wave. They brave, but I won't save from the two-face. Tripping too much, nigga, better tie your shoelace up from the get-go. Smell like Indonesia, on leisure, Ibiza. May one take none as the 8 come direct shot. Truth be told by your bold axe, the alley cat stack. Back standing on top of the list. Suckers pissed when I show them away with the flick of the wrist. Can't resist the guy. Hot volts, bolts, and bags. Better get gladware. Stare wrongs, walk around in your chair. If you dare, then I don't give a damn to care. They're wrong, thinking otherwise. Take notes from these other guys. With the minds realize that I ain't playing slain. It's a part of the MO. Get the memo like Ditto. It's trio that you know where Tego, the main road. This year that Fago. Peace fall in line by design. That Lego move. Be the guy combined to control all space and time. See, I aim to grind. Till I take it all. As you nick the stall, then you know that you're quick to fall. It's a nightmare mode. Anything go when the night stay cold, too bold. Oh, now the God gotta unload. 2 4 3 times 4, getting out of line is your crime. Get ready for the guts and grind. Prime time, I'm God, can't fuck with me. Just try once, turn it up, you'll see. Now run, leave, don't want that heat from me.
You are listening to DINGS&COS Radio.
All right, y'all, welcome back. That was our boy Tezu with his song Cold Night. Let us know how y'all digging that one up in the Spreaker chat. We have another new song coming up from our girl, the Queen, here in a minute. But right now, We got our boy Neptune in the building.
Hey.